everybody, and welcome back to Bar Run Forge. It is Thursday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you are here with Troy and Eli.
Hello.
There's Eli. Right over there. Is that right?
Yep, you got it.
I did it. Anyway, great to have you guys in here. We're going to say hi to everybody, then we'll get down to the business of the show. For this evening, I'll say hi to Bobby at Robert Lonis, the Treadle Shed, Jeff Woodring, Jeff Killian, back to back right there, Kenny at Metal Man Productions. Hello, Kenny. Daniel Baca, D Baca Maker. Hopefully you're drying out finally. Eric at Pumpkin Patch Forge and Ironworks, Kyle Jones, Bobby at Dogbone Knives. Did I miss anybody? Ozzy. That's who I missed. He just came in, so great to have you guys in here. Hello to Adam at Speargrass Forge down in Australia. So I'm kind of looking here, and I think if I get it right, we have Connecticut, Colorado, Pennsylvania, Virginia, California, Maine. Help me out. Georgia, Australia, Missouri. There's Mr. Wayne Heights. Did I miss somebody?
Not that I can tell.
If I did, let me know. And, of course, Indiana with Mr. Bill Corey. Behold, he says. Mr. BC 65925. Hello, Bill Corey. How are you, buddy? Good to have you in here. But it's always great to have you guys in here. We're here in the forge. Been doing a little bit of work. Got some stuff. I don't even know how to say it. There's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
Went and got some HVAC. Ohio. Forgot Ohio.
Yeah.
Got some HVAC stuff for Eli's house today and for the back part of the shop. Kind of convenient because the HVAC stuff we found they happen to have enough for us to add to the fab shop and the wood shop. So that's going to be really cool. We can add that in there and control the environment a bit in there. We got the great big chunk of metal in there. Have we told them actually what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In case anybody doesn't know, we were able to obtain a Gorton 9J, Gorton, Gorton 9J knee mill. Very similar to if you've ever worked with a Bridgeport, be very similar to that. And there's Corey at High Desert Forge and Ironworks, another Californian in there. Very similar to a Bridgeport. I took it off the trailer with our tractor, which I know can lift about 3,000 pounds, and it did not want to lift it. That was with the head off of it. So it is a heavy piece of equipment, for sure. I'm sure without the head, it's probably somewhere around 3,500 pounds. So with the head, probably pushing over 4. It's a big old chunk of steel. So now we got it in the building. Now we got to figure out how to get it off the pallet onto the ground and then lift the head and put it up on there. I do have a chain hoist, but we don't trust the the trusses overhead to hold thousands of pounds, so we're not going to do that. But yeah, we got the lathe over here, the mill there. We're getting ready to pull our. Yeah, actually the mill will just be literally on the other side of this wall right here, and then the lathe will be over there. The lathe is the one that's about 7 foot long or more. So we had to put it on 2 pallets and stack the pallets together end to end to put the lathe on. So then we got that, and we got a couple other items that are going in there. So we got to make room. We got wood storage and all kinds of other, as Papa used to say, gobbledygook. Got some gobbledygook in there. So we got to get all that put away and start in. We got our electrical box. We got to pull electric from here over into the next part. So we got to put the box in here and then start running all that stuff, wire up the rotophase. Man. Daniel says, set fire to the pallet. Hey, there you go. So yeah, I mean, the hope is that we've got the plasma table back and we should be able to have it up and running. If it's up and running, we're probably going to move it out of here into that fab shop area. Be able to move the main welder over in there with a fixture table, welding table, and fab table in there. Drill press, pretty much everything we need in there. So yeah, Bobby says full service now. Then we got to learn how to use it all. That's the other thing. We got to learn how to use it all. But what that'll do is also open up some space here in the blacksmith shop to do some other things. We got to get the forge press going. And we got an idea for where the plasma table is right now. We're working towards that. So that is there's a lot going on. And then we start on the wood shop. Yeah. Put the wood shop together. So when it's all said and done, we're hopefully have a pretty good setup here. That'll equal about 21 by 40 in here. And each of those shops is probably the same, 21 or 20 by 40, thereabouts. So there'll be another 21 by 40 fab shop or another 21 by 40 wood shop. Part of that wood shop will hopefully have what I call green woodworking with the draw knives and the shave horse and things like that. And then the other will be conventional woodworking as well with the tools. So we got a lot going on. Now, will it all be ready? Here's the segue for you. Will it all be ready by April 26th through the 28th? Yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. But it'll have a pretty good idea of what things, hopefully by then, and what we're shooting for. And again, we'll have some more space in here, but things are happening. And why do I say April 26th through the 28th, Eli?
That is the gathering.
The what annual gathering? How many is this?
It'd be the third one, right? Or the fourth one?
4.
It'd be the fourth one. Yep.
Yeah.
It is up there on the screen, April 26th through the 28th. And the link is up on the website. All the information and RSVP is right there. You got that up on the website, www.barrunforge.com, BARRUNFORGE.com.
Yeah, there you go, Bobby. We just get everybody together in a bar and a strap and get enough people together, 30 people, lift 100 pounds at a time,
Yeah.
We can get that dude off there. No, it'll be off there by then. It'll be off there. I've got a guy on the project who is not a big fan of not being able to figure stuff out. So I think it'll happen. But at least at that point, by then we may at least be able to have kind of, I won't say functioning, but at least powered up and things like that. Corey, good grief. So yeah, it's exciting. For those of you who have been here, I'm hoping you guys have not the same, but some sort of sense or excitement for how things have kind of changed and progressed over time. I was talking to Matt at Double O Negative, our good buddy, used to be Aimless Adventures, Mr. Matt Hobbs. Talking to him yesterday, and he and I were talking about how things have kind of progressed and changed here at the shop, and we're just we're looking forward to even more. Again, the bathroom probably not going to be done by then, but we're going to try. We will have facilities here of some sort, so you'll be able to do that. How much toolage do I have for the mill? Minuscule, very little, very little. The mill it's a Gorton 9J, which means the collets are not 8s but 9s. So the 9s are kind of harder to find, but we do have an adapter and some other things. But we're going to start working towards those toolage, some end mills and things like that. We'll start gaining that and really start working toward that. Yes, Jeff, an evolution within the shop here. It just, and again, hard to fathom that 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago, this was just a storage area and had groundhog hole dirt piled up in the corner, and 2 light bulbs and 1 switch and 2 outlets in here. And, we're able to soon be able to run a 3-phase rotophase to a big mill and a fab shop and all kinds of fun stuff. So.
I thought he was talking about Evolution Saw.
No, the Evolution Saw, which is funny because I just talked to the guy over at Dance Farm and Metal and Farm Supply, and he may have a project for us, by the way, so maybe possibly some hinges, some big barn hinges, and he was talking about the Evolution saws that they carry, and so there may be a little something in the works there as well. Don't know. So anyway, thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. It's really funny that as soon as I started thinking about the mill and the stuff for the mill, I immediately started thinking about a Kennedy toolbox. It just seems like the Kennedy toolbox was, and then Bill Corey said, I have a double Kennedy toolbox that has that stuff in there. And it was just like that was the standard for, millwrights and people like that and guys that ran tool and die and stuff. You had to have a Kennedy box. It was just kind of interesting. That green hammered look, hammered textured green. But yeah, so I'm excited about that stuff. I'm really looking forward to it. And we got our 2x72 belt grinder. Not yet. But the same individual who is probably going to find a way to rig that mill off the pallet has got one for us and is very close to just handing it over to us very graciously. It's actually attached. I don't know if it's attached to the table that's coming over here or it's next to the table. It's on the table next to the table. But anyway, it and a bench vise and a table all coming over here for the fab shop. So we got to get going so we can get that kind of stuff in here. And we've got a couple other items that we're going to review and put together, things like that. I know you guys are thinking, man, shut up and hit stuff, but there's a lot going on. Just wanted to tell you what's going on here in the shop. We haven't done a lot of videos. We're gonna be putting out some content here real soon. He and I are in conversation about a podcast. I think it sounds like it's imminent that we're going to do a podcast. We've got a couple names and thoughts I think that are pretty good, and kind of a format that we'd like to look at and attempt. So there's a lot going on, and in a month or two or a month and a half or so, it's going to be planting season. And I have yet to get into the barns to start working on equipment. And then Michelle's having surgery at the end of the month, next week. So, a lot going on. Bill says this toolbox came with about 200 quarter by 20 taps. Oh, wow. Quarter 20 taps are pretty cool. I kid you not, there's a big box full of quarter 20s. Wow. That's amazing. Okay, so we did work last week on our butchers, handheld butchers, and so we got two of them heat treated. I got the other one yet to be heat treated, the one we're probably going to keep. The other two are going to the machinery show, and so we'll let those cool down while we're going here. They're fully heat treated. All they have to do is kind of get polished up a little bit and put in the toolbox and ready to go. And the other one just has to be heat treated and put on our rack. So tonight, I was trying to think of what we were going to do, and our dear friend Mike Salisbury, he and his buddies give us a pretty good supply of some stainless steel round rod. And so I thought the other day I had a couple of people say, man, I've been using your steak turners. I really like them. So we thought, I got material right here. I think I'll try to make 2 or 3 steak turners from stainless steel. That sound like a plan?
There you go.
So that's what we'll do. All right, any questions or comments? Eli talked about the gathering a little bit there. So got our new coal, and it's working pretty good. So life is good. Life is good. In fact, my mouth is drier than the desert. Or as we used to say, drier than a popcorn fart. I think they're 9R, Wayne. I think they're 9R. That would be amazing. Yeah. Again, you guys, we don't ever ask for stuff like that, but you guys have always blessed us in many ways. I love the fact that we all can kind of trade around and around and around. So really kind of cool. There will be no forge welding on the steak turner. Jeez. and I won't fire this up. We have decided though, you kind of have to name stuff in your shop, and we already have a name for this. Anybody want to take a guess what the name for the ribbon burner forge is? I mean, you can guess if you want. You may already know. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll use that one. But it already has a name. It may be plastered on there at some point in time, too. Now, if I remember correctly, this is 304 stainless. So if that's correct, then it's not hardenable. It doesn't work bad. I mean, considering it's stainless. I mean, it takes multiple heats on stuff, and you don't go crazy with the heat. Zebedula, Zerubbabel, little Jackie Paper, the dragon. There you go. Puff the Magic Dragon. Well, Corey may have it, and Jeff Killian may have it. Bobby from Kenny may. The fact of the matter is, we've named it Bill. We've named it Bill. For good reason. Bill's always in the shop with us.
Yep.
You know who Jackie Paper is, by the way? Does anybody know who Jackie Paper is?
I don't.
Old people do. I have learned with that it gets it cools down pretty quick, and you don't want to work it cold. That's for sure. Phil Corey. Low stainless for turning. Yeah, I can understand that. Love that rascal Puff. That's right. Puff the Magic Dragon, and there's Roger Caldwell. Roger, you and your bride registered already, or RSVP'd for the gathering? I know you're planning on coming. All right. So we got the taper done. Again, it took 2 or 3 heats. I'm just, I don't get too aggressive with it. Bill Turner. Bootstrap Bill. Kyle's got 575 taps out. Wow.
It's a lot.
So I'm going to draw that taper out a little bit. Have you watched any of this stuff with John Switzer out in his non-electric shop? I don't know what you guys think, but I've really enjoyed that, and I think he's enjoying it too.
Yeah.
It really looks like he's just kind of chill and relaxed out there. Where do we RSVP, Eli?
I'm working on it now.
was talking to a minister friend of mine who we made a steak turner for, and he's like, I used your steak turner yesterday. I loved it. It was fantastic. And then he said, I need you to make me a set of andirons for my fireplace. So that'll probably be a Thursday night project. All right, starting the rounding process. Round that back up. Simple andirons, yes. It's actually in a fireplace insert, so it's kind of a tighter fit. And I made a more elaborate set for a funeral home director that I deal with a lot. And unfortunately, and I enjoyed that. That was a neat project. Okay, round it up. Now we'll do a little Mark Asprey hot rasping. Yeah, I'm going to do a little something with them. I'm not just going to make a hard 90 and be done with it or anything. I'll do a little something. See what Adam wrote?
Yeah, I didn't know if you were responding back to him or not.
Yeah, go ahead. While I'm doing this.
Yeah, Adam, absolutely. Instagram or Facebook or whatever works.
So I want these things to be really, really slick, so to speak. So I'm going to do a couple rounds of hot rasping and try to get them fairly smooth. Smooth. I don't know why I had to say it like that. Daniel Baca is home now. That's good. Thomas Goodymoot. As we have said many times, if ever there was a moot, he is the goodiest of them all. You break free of your chains today. It's going to be pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. So with it rounded and pointed, now we're going to make the hook out of it. and make the hook, and then we take it over to the vise, bend it over. Yeah, we'll do a little bit more with that.
Thomas asked you a question.
Thomas asked me a question. Hey, Dor, did you see the Railroad Spike Draw Out Challenge? I don't know that I'm going to have a hard time getting to Eli's challenge this month. So I don't think so. I know that sounds bad, but okay. Get up just a bit. Okay, now this is just me. And what I do, go ahead and make my hook, and then I'll heat it up. And I essentially, when I put it in the vise, I just basically hide the tip of it and bend it from there. So I think that makes a pretty good distance. $7 o'clock bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle was right on it, wasn't he? Okay, here we go. Okay. Alrighty. Keep all that straight. Okay. Like that. There you go. May curl that in just a bit. Do a little bit of shaping on that. Set that in there for a second. See if everybody's got. Who wants a sandwich? I do. I would love a sandwich right now. TP challenge from a few years ago. Yeah, it's a lot going on. A lot going on. I'm sure everybody else is very similar. I mean, Kyle Jones has got 575 taps out on trees right now, so
It's a lot.
We've got some stuff going on. All right, see if we can travel that around a little bit. I like that. I like that. All right, so we'll put that right down in there. Cool, let that cool off. We'll make another one. Then we'll work on the handles.
Bobby asked if you make them righty or lefty.
The hook to my right. I've made them both ways, but I generally hook to my right. So when I go to the vise, I put the hook over there and bring it down. I mean, obviously I can do it the other way too. In fact, just for funsies, I'll go the other way this time.
There you go.
Captain Caveman. Captain Caveman. So yeah, it's we're looking forward to getting going with the podcast. Probably going to be a weekly thing right now. So we'll see how that goes. You know, it's gotta be of, I hate to use the term benefit, but
yeah,
it just can't be another thing that we're doing. Because we got plenty. Got plenty. $30,000 to make? Wow.
that's a lot.
Yeah, Roger. I guess that would be left-handed. Yeah. What are you making $30,000 for, Eric? That's a lot of collars. There has to be a very particular reason why you make $30,000. What is a cod past? Will? For $30,000, 30,000 clergymen. All right, I knew I shouldn't have said anything. Bunch of jokers. Now, there's a good question. I just got thinking about that. We'll talk technique here for a second. For you blacksmiths, do you, and I see Brian come in from Vineyard Farmhouse. Hey, Brian, how are you? So one technique is to have a particular place that you hit and you move the material underneath where you're hitting. So you're basically hitting in the same place and move the material, not the hammer. And another is, hold the material on the surface and then work your hammer blows along the material. So see what you guys say. Like, this is what I do. I try to do as much as possible, keep the hammer blow in the same spot, but obviously you're going to work, and that means I'm going to work here, so I try to keep my hammer blows here for a little while, or I'm going to work here and I try to keep my hammer blows there. Mine kind of maybe a little bit on the modified, where I do kind of a combination of stuff. There are times where I work my hammer down, like if I'm working a taper or a round, or try to work in multiple facets, I'll work it down. I won't always pull the material back and forth. Mr. Danimals, Creations and Adventures. Dan, how are you? Bobby says he moves the material. I mean, I've heard guys say that, oh, this is the way to do it. You know, that you don't move the material or you don't move your hammer. Like, okay, well, you do what works best for the situation, I think, maybe. Is that kind of what Adam is saying there? Can you see that? Both work depending on what you're doing. For example, if drawing, same spot, center mass, shaping, just move. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Move the material, keep the hammer in the sweet spot. There you go. It really does depend on what you're doing with. Very much so. Planishing's all fair game. Okay. Understood. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this coal. I cleaned it out this evening. Probably about that much clinker at the bottom.
Wow.
Thank you, Miss Betty. Just finished working on cleaning out my storage units. 10 by 30 is empty, 10 by 10. One small trip left. Good deal. That's kind of a good feeling when you can get those things. I know you'll be excited when you get yours cleaned out finally.
Yeah.
So you buy a farm with all kinds of buildings and buy your own storage.
Yeah.
Keep all your crap. Point that a little bit more. $270 a month. Wow. Wow. If I dare ask, what are you paying?
You asking me?
Yeah.
75.
What size is that? Okay, now we start the hot rasping on that one.
I did see that, Bobby.
Brian
Shaw.
had a fight?
He's moving to MMA.
Really?
Mhm.
Can you imagine stepping into the ring with that monster? I mean, it's one thing you like the Mountain and the other?
Eddie.
They had their fight. Eddie had their fight. But just to know that the guy can do whatever he wants, not just box. Not whatever he wants, but within the realm of MMA. And he's not unathletic.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because once they get to, you got heavyweight, and is there like a super heavyweight or?
I don't know.
Yeah. But once you get past that level, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
So, like, if 250 is heavyweight, he's at what, 400?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
In case anybody doesn't know who Brian Shaw is, I can tell you some details about that dude. I'll go one more time. So, like, if somebody doesn't know who Brian Shaw is, how would you describe Brian Shaw? Give me some.
He's a professional. Was a professional strongman. Got 4 World Strongest Man titles. He's 6'8" and about 400 pounds.
He's large
Yeah.
and strong. Yeah, I agree, Bobby. You know, you look at a guy like Brock Lesnar, and you think that guy's a mammoth. You know, he's a freak of nature. Brian Shaw steps in the ring, and size-wise, you know, Lesnar's a fighter. You know, he knows what he's doing. Golly, Ned, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
He's little guy, right? Yeah, and he's like what, from Colorado.
Mhm.
Yeah. Just how big a boy are you? Okay. They're cleaned up. Bend on it. Go from there. Yeah, I mean, Sam Towns is a big dude, but he is not 6'8" or 9" or whatever and 400 pounds. I mean,
Yeah.
he went to a Planet Fitness, and like most of the machines, he didn't even fit in.
Yeah.
Like he literally couldn't get in the machines to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, you move to those guys, and that's just a whole other realm. I mean, like Eddie is short for those guys.
Yeah.
And he's what, 6'2"?
Yeah.
It's Eddie Hall. You know, what Pujanowski? How tall was Pujanowski? Was he even 6?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, even if he was probably doping, but he was still impressive. And I tell this story on Pujanowski every time. One of the events in the World's Strongest Man competition was to pull a train car, like hooked to a harness, and you're just pulling a train car. And he was pulling this train car and just moving with it. And in the middle of pulling this train car, all fours grabbing him, he pukes, like right where he's running and pulling and grabbing and everything. Never broke stride. Just threw up and went right on with it. Gee whiz. There we go. Do a little bit more to that before I make the bend, but set the mallet up over there. Yeah, Pujanowski was from Poland. That is for sure. Sam is like 6'8". Sam's a big dude. Yeah, I feel sorry for everything he hits. It's just, you got to feel bad for it.
Yeah.
Sam is the guy that Sherman would have sent into the blacksmith shop to destroy everything. All right, we're ready for the turn, the bend, whatever you want to call it. That's all right, Thomas. You didn't miss a whole lot. We were just talking about strong men.
Yep.
I remember it was kind of at my peak, and I went to a gym and got into the 1,000-pound club. That's a big deal. And 1,000-pound club that's something. That's not something to slough at. And then you watch Hafthor deadlift 1,000 and Eddie.
Yeah.
Just deadlift. That's it. 1,000 pounds. God, man. All right, I'm going to do this one right-handed this time. Okay, like it. Hate to knock my cave in there, but maybe a little bit of it. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. What's our time?
7:24.
7:24. You definitely don't want to be 7:25. You know why you don't want to be 7:25? The hand's on the clock. 7:25. What's it look like? It's a frown.
Is it?
Yeah. You want your face to be 10 after 10. Because that's a smile. So don't let your face be 7:25. Let it be 10:10. All right, we'll share real quickly these butchers. Got it right. So you can see the temper on that one. We'll polish them up yet. There's the struck end. Butcher. Another butcher. Struck end. And you can see the little index in line with the face. So, again, just how I do it. Not that it's anything special or fantastic or anything. And then this is a slightly shorter one that hasn't been heat treated yet. And this one will probably stay in our shop. Anyhow, got 2 steak turners done. Look at there. Opposite of each other. Okay. So we'll go ahead and set those aside and work on another one. And then we'll do some handles. Any questions or comments? Anything going on, Eli?
Wayne said, where does one go to learn how to make ice cream?
Sunday school.
Sunday school.
Oh, man. Man, oh, man.
It's a good one.
I wonder what, like, Andre the Giant, some of his strength stuff would have been.
Yeah.
Because there was a story, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Andre were out one night after WrestleMania or something like that. And Hulk Hogan went to pay for the meal afterwards. And Andre was like, no. And it was Arnold, excuse me, not Hulk Hogan. Arnold was like, no, let me pay for the meal, let me pay for the meal. And Andre just shook his finger at him and said, no. Arnold got kind of like, I want to pay for this meal. And Andre literally picked him up by the waist and set him on top of like a cabinet somewhere. And set him up on the cabinet. Like, picked Arnold Schwarzenegger up and put him on a cabinet. And then went and paid for the meal. And said, stay there. There's stories around here of guys doing kind of crazy feats of strength, you know. Old farm boys that were pretty strong. One I watched was Alzheimer WD-45, Dave Gossett. He was trying to change the wheel on Alzheimer WD-45, wide front. And Dad and I pulled up, and he was like, oh, good, I'm glad you're here. Terry, come over and help me. And so Dad said, sure, Dave, I'll come over and help you. What do you need me to do? He said, just put that wheel on and put the bolts on. So Dad was looking around like where the jack was. And Dave went over to the front end of the tractor stood up with the tractor so Dad could put the wheel on. And Dave was talking to me while he was holding the front end of a tractor up. So Dad could put the wheel on. And he didn't even if you could hurry up or anything like that. He stood up, kind of locked it out and sat in it, and just stood there holding the front end of a tractor up. You remember Melvin Fender?
Not really.
Okay. Melvin's dad was a blacksmith. And as the story goes, and there's a lot of people who would confirm that when I was a kid, Melvin's dad just had these just massive hands and forearms. And the anvil he had, from what I understood, was a Trenton 120 pound. Okay? And he was known for being able to walk up to that anvil, put his hand on the horn, and lift it up.
Wow.
I mean, it wasn't like it was rumor. He was known for doing that. Like, that was one of those things like, do that. He's like, yeah, all right. In that moment, he wasn't David. He was Jack. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've got my list of used to coulds. It ain't holding front ends of tractors up. I'll just tell you that right now. That was, they were picking up an anvil by the horn one-handed. Tractor squats. We both watched a video about, it was bodybuilders versus farm boys. Yeah. And the funny part was the farm boys lost at the farmer's carry, and what else?
Tractor push.
The tractor push. Yeah. So I don't know how we got into the strongman. Somebody else brought that. Oh, Bobby. We blame Bobby because he brought up about Brian Shaw's fight.
You read there what Matt said.
All right. Well, Matt, here's what we're going to do. We're going to stop for a minute. We've got a good friend, a friend that's been here and has been good to us, very loyal watcher and follower of the channel, and good to each and every one of us. So Frank, we're gonna spend a little time and just praying for healing for Frank, and peace, and a peace that comes from knowing God. So if you can and you will and you're okay with that, if not, just sit there in silence for a moment. We're going to pray for Frank Strock, and just lift him up right now. So let's pray. Father, we do lift up Frank, our friend, right now, and he's been through a lot. And Lord, we are sad to hear that he's have to go through some more. We're thankful for Matt and his willingness to be there with his dad and watch over him and take care of him. We pray that you would give him peace and comfort and strength, and the rest that he needs to take care of his dad. And Lord, right now we pray for the doctors, and we pray for Frank, and we pray, Father, that you would work in his life right now, and all those around him as well. We pray for the doctors, that this would be successful. In your son's name we pray. Amen. Thank you, guys. So Matt, you tell him we're praying for him, buddy. Definitely. As Adam said, let's be real. Farmers don't carry or push tractors. They have a machine for that.
That's true.
there have been times where like Eli and I are moving a wagon or a piece of equipment around and trying to push it in or backing in with a tractor, and finally we're just like, we just grab it. If it's an empty wagon, and we just kind of do it ourselves. But my preference is to use the machinery for that.
Yeah.
As I've said before, God made hydraulics for a reason, because they work. And God did make hydraulics. Look at the world.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things in the world that were formed by hydraulics and still work by hydraulics. Well, you can, when that starts to cool down, you can hear it and feel it in the stainless. I've heard like titanium is much like that. It's like clay, and then all of a sudden it's titanium. That's how we all got here, hydraulics. Fair enough. To be fair. So yeah, if you guys are coming to the gathering, Mr. Peace Dragon, hey. Like Troy's hammer arm. No. If you guys are coming to the gathering, we hope that you will take the time to bring us a snack or bring something that kind of sticks with your area that you're kind of known for or whatever, and kind of share with everybody. We would appreciate that. As we've talked about in our area, it would be things like for local be Terry's Pizza. You got Cincinnati stuff, Grater's ice cream, Cincy style chili, what else? Grippos, yeah.
Ale8.
And then kind of regionally for us would be Ale8, which is really funny because Ale8 was like a nothing around here in this area, and now it's in every store.
Yeah.
It's really kind of cool. Black raspberry ice cream. I love black raspberry ice cream. And black raspberry chip ice cream. Mamaw made some this year from our raspberries.
Yeah.
Homemade stuff. Oh,
it's pretty good.
All right, I think we can start the round on that one. Black raspberry ice cream with maple syrup. Yeah. They put us onto the maple syrup thing with ice cream. Ridiculous. Of course, real maple syrup with just about anything, I'm a fan of. Until it's near dinner time. Yep, that it is. Eli gets home, basically drives down the driveway to the shop for Thursday nights, and then we go in and eat, which for us it ends up being about 8 or 8:30. So by the time we get to that, we're both pretty hungry.
Yeah.
Blackberries and raspberries are very, very similar. Black raspberries are different than blackberries. Red raspberries tend to be sweeter. Black raspberries. How's Eli's house coming along? Well, multiple things.
Yeah.
It is coming along. Just I gotta find the time to get over there and do certain things while I'm doing other things. Like I said today, we put his HVAC system on the front porch, so it got that far.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if we can find a good HVAC buddy, get that wired in and installed, and we're waiting on some funds for the plumber. Plumbing is something that I and we can do, but I've got a very dear friend who is a phenomenal plumber. I mean, a phenomenal plumber. And, we're going to pay him for it, but he does need to get paid to do it. And Eli's doing very good at paying for everything on this house with cash. Trying not to go into debt for this home. Yes, it is a mini split, Mitsubishi. I might even send you some specs on it, Bobby. So we got another one with 2 head units here, so we can put the wood shop and the fab shop heat and air in. The same guy in our church had the unit, so we just went ahead and got them. Okay, now we'll do the curl. Yeah, there's a couple of the, was it Mr. Cool?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't even have to have refrigeration, anything. I mean, they're pre-charged. They're kind of 2 wrenches connect and hook up your electric, and you're done. So they've really, really advanced that stuff. Okay, got that done. I already start working on some handles. May get one done. What about plumbers? Scare the owner. That's probably a good idea. All right, let's make another right-handed one here. Anything going on in the chat there, Eli? I'll see. That always scares me. That always scares me. All right. Okay, well, that one's set up, ready to go. That's on there. All right, let's see here. I'll start with Bobby. All right. Bobby says, do you have the disconnects in place for the condenser? Not all sure about all that. So, and then is Troy a hunter? And it's all everybody else do their stuff. I saw Daniel Baca says, I saw David come on homesteading had problems with the fittings on his mini split. Yep. Eric says he hunts hay bears. No, he is a Roush. I'm not a hunter, I'm a Roush. That's right. Time for a little head east. There's never been any reason. I'm sure the police loves him then if he hunts bears. Oh, gosh. You guys. All right, we're getting ready to do some handles. So we'll start with this one here. And have this cool down. So we got that ready to go. We'll put her in the forge, try to get one done before we call it a night. Go from there. I think I'm going to go pretty simplistic and just make an eye hook, an eye at the end. See how that goes. That phase splinter sounds interesting. 3 phase from single. But yeah. A roto phase is what I have, and it's a little older, and I just took a picture of it. I'm trying to remember what size it is on the roto phase. No. Okay. So the roto phase is a 5 horsepower is largest horsepower you can put on it. Max system horsepower is 15. No load amps is 4. And there you go. 60 cycles, all kinds of fun stuff. So that's the kind of info on the roto phase. And so essentially it takes single phase and then ramps it up to whatever you have as 3 phase. It sends 3 phase power using single phase power. So basically what it does, it you have to give it a little bit of time, and it ramps up the so you're not drawing. It starts those phases ahead of time, which, you know, I'm speaking as best I know. I'm not an electrician, so. Bobby says Mitsubishi is the best. We have kind of heard that. We had Daikin at KCU, and decent success with it. Yeah, Hay Bear is a special kind of striped cat. Yeah, that's another word for state patrolman around here too. Bears. Do I have a copy of Machinery's Handbook? No, I don't believe I do. Don't believe I do. I've got some lathe books over there. I don't think I have any machinists books. I'm excited about it because I'm not a machinist. This is something I've always wanted to learn how to do, and I don't know that I never really had a reason to own that type of machinery. And so now that we kind of have a reason to do that, and it kind of behooves us to do that, I'm excited because I want to learn how to, manufacture things and fabricate things. I'm truly excited about it. And I don't know about you. I mean, what your thought is on like the lathe and the mill, but
Yeah.
you're kind of a detail guy, so I think that's probably. Okay. Start on our bend. Troy's turning to Alex Steele. Nope. I may make tractor parts. I've got some equipment that it's not easy to come by parts, and that's part of the reason why I'm really kind of excited about this. Is I can actually turn and cut parts.
Yeah.
For things. So I am excited about that. Well, anytime I'm not here, Eli's free to do kind of whatever he wants to do. Yeah, I literally am. I'm thrilled about it. I think it's really kind of a cool opportunity. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've had to turn over stuff to different shops myself, and I just thought it would be nice to make that kind of stuff and come up with it on my own. Go, Corey. Be glad that I know where that comes from. That's not just Bill Corey just saying it out loud.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I have any intention of gunsmithing. Make a wrench. Yeah. If I can make a wrench, then you can dodge a wrench, right? If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. We're sneaking up on it. I don't want to get too crazy. Think Bill's been hacked? No. Been to a Turkish prison? And if it weren't Peter Graves doing that scene, it just wouldn't be as funny. That's a Roger, Roger. What's your vector, Victor? All right. Make sure it's good and straight. And it is. And there we go.
What Adam said.
Letterkenny vibes. All right, we have a stainless steel steak turner. I'm going to make some noise here in a second. So.
Okay.
Giving you fair warning.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bar Run Forge. It's Troy, and today's video sponsor is...
Have you ever had a stair crumbled up, torn apart, shiny forge weld? and wondered whether you should have had neutral flame or an oxidizing heat while searching for your favorite toilet spoon to pour on some white powdery crystal metal glue? Well, that's what it's like when you don't have Christ-Centered Ironworks brand flux. When you grab a hold of a box of Christ-Centered Ironworks brand flux, you feel like you've put the power of Hephaestus in the palm of your hand. And now you may even muster up the gumption to forge scrollwork without even using a hammer. So pick up a box of Christ-Centered Ironworks brand flux today before you fall into a state of utter chaos that'll have you questioning your very existence. Flux.
Christ-Centered Ironworks brand Flux is not a registered trademark and is not available in 49 of the 50 states, especially in that state up north. Buy yours now for just 12 easy payments of $29.95, payable only in quarters.
Caution, Christ-Centered Ironworks brand Flux may cause severe irritation to Roy Adams. Please avoid using the words Christ-Centered Ironworks brand Flux around Roy. Do not use Christ-Centered Ironworks brand Flux in the vicinity of Roy Adams, or he will be forced to tackle you to the ground and bludgeon you. Avoid saying the phrase flux, flux, flux. It will only anger Roy Adams and throw him into fits of temper and force him into a Roy rant, and no one wants that. Christ-Centered Ironworks brand Flux may cause eye irritation, runny nose, skin lesions, bad hair days, poorly fitting fire chaps, rheumatiz, slicing golf shots, uneven tire wear, pixies to appear, rickets, hammer toe, volatile screaming fits, unusual beard growth, ingrown toenails, silly songs with Larry, a mess, a giggling Jessica, and definitely not better Forge Weld. Please use responsibly.
Christ-Centered Ironworks brand Flux.
I put that
Flux
on everything.
Are we back? Okay. Well, we have a completed stainless steel meat turner or steak turner. So there's your hook. And hook to hang it up with. And it's not polished up, but it's at least cleaned up. We'll get there. I mean, that'll be the final finish. We'll put a little bit of oil or wax on it. And pretty simple, but it's stainless steel. So hopefully that's something people like. And it should hopefully sell. So there you go. We take a drink and then we'll dad knee it and close it out. Here's Will at, as I understand now, Athol Ironworks. Will says better late than never. We're just glad you're here, buddy. Oh goodness. So we got waffles, we got pancakes, we got crying and laughing, we got bacon, we got all kinds of stuff here. With stainless, it says, Adam says, if you get back to a polish, you don't need to wax and oil. Good point. That'll work. Yep, it'll work. That's for sure. And I think it's pretty good length for, say, barbecue on your grill or something like that. Let's get an idea how long that is. And again, it was just random pieces, so 17 inches. 17 inches for it, so I think that'll work. Yep. So anyway, again, we got the gathering coming up. We're going to be entering the end of the podcast. Our Sundays at 7 will be the last Sunday this month for that month, which I think will be, was it 25th?
Yep.
Yeah, 25th of this month will be our Sundays at 7. So we've got that coming up. Again, if you guys are interested in that, it's 7 p.m. on Sunday, February 25th. And it is Bible-based, but also discussion-based. So you guys can jump in with questions or comments. It's not a debate stage. It's just simply, I'll have some thoughts, but also if you guys have questions, I'll try to answer them the best I can. If not, I'll find out a way to answer them. So, Sundays at 7, so that's really exciting for us. We enjoy that, and then of course Thursday nights here. We'll try to get some videos out. We got all kinds of ideas up on the board, and we can get to that if we can just get a little bit of time on our hands. So, all right, let's see some comments here. Thank you, Roger. Another excellent stream, guys. Thank you so much. Interesting word, barbecue. The etymology. I think the etymology comes from Cuba. I think from barbacoa or something similar, where they would cook food in coals, and I think it was in the ground, if I'm not mistaken, but that was their way of doing that. And so that made its way over here to the United States, to the South, and taken up that way. But I think that's where we get barbecue from, is similar to the word barbacoa. Yeah. There you go, Daniel Baca. Knew he would have info on that. Daniel Baca says, for the first podcast, they'll be chucking okra across the top. Sure. I have no idea. So with the podcast, I think we're just going to do the audio podcast for now, and not include a video with that. So, the main reason is we don't really have a studio, so to speak, set up for podcasting. Yeah. We have this, but this is set up for forging and talking and things like that. So, you know, if the podcast takes off, it may be included on the channel. If not, who knows? I don't know what is ahead. But again, we have to make it to where it's beneficial for us to add. We've got enough going on, so the time to add needs to be to benefit, for sure. Bobby says Cheryl wants to pick your brain about Paul because she was going on a pilgrimage to Greece. Oh, don't pick my brain, pick me up. Take me with you. I want to go. That's where we say hello to my little friend too. Yes. Corey Shire says the term BBQ has always meant time to eat like a, what did he say? It disappeared.
I didn't catch it.
Caveman, I think is what it said. So yeah, that works. That works for me too. But anyway, there again, like I said, we got the gathering coming up, and we want to encourage you. I know there's a couple of people that kind of struggle, you know, vehicle situations, travel cost, things like that. Don't let that be an issue. You know, if we can find a way to get you here, it is worthwhile, and not just because we say it's worthwhile. It is just a wonderful weekend, and I was talking to Matt yesterday too about it, which he may not be able to come because of work, but it's we try to make the weekend whatever you need it for. If you're coming here to swing a hammer all day long every day because you just don't get time to do it, there'll be 7, 8 maybe more forging stations set up where you could forge all day long, anything you want, whatever. You can do that. If you want to do the project and that's it, that's fine. If you just want to watch and learn, not for me, you can do that. And if you just want to come and hang out, eat some good food, and hang out with some great people, and just take some time to rest and relax and just hang out, that's what it's here for. So we want to make that definitely what the weekend is about, and it really does turn out to be that way. We always want to make it free, so that's not a hindrance to keep you from coming. I know other events like that, they do have costs, and we have costs too, but you know, we've tried to kind of build that into the channel and to cover that as well. Kenny, it's April 26th through the 28th. So, and you're definitely on our list of folks we would love to have here for sure. You've been very good to the channel and very good to us for sure. As have many of you as well. So we're gonna, it's now 8:06?
8:08.
8:08. So we're gonna end it. Dad need it just enough. There's Captain Caveman says it's time to go. So we're gonna have to go. Guys, we are so blessed to have you in here. You might say we were stupid blessed to have you here. And if that's an interesting phrase to you, you can go on our website and buy a t-shirt that says stupid blessed. Anyway, we won't do that again. God bless you guys. We will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
See you guys.